My job is to love children and to help them be the best they can. When I was a small child, I just wanted to have a safe place to be. I wanted a large piece of land with lots of animals and horses, dogs, cats, parrots, and a lot of children. I wanted to fill my property in my home with children of all skin colors, and from the children nobody else wanted. That was my dream as a child. I live in the city of Taraz. I've lived here for 10 years. I actually never thought to travel outside of America, and then I heard about a group of people that were going to go do a camp, an English camp at an orphanage, and that didn't really excite me until I saw the pictures. I saw pictures of the steppe in the mountains and these horses running across, and then I saw the pictures of these children. And my children are biracial, so they've got brown skin, and they look a little Asian, but not real Asian. And these children in the pictures were Kazakh children. And I didn't even know about Kazakh children, but these were pictures of children that I dreamt about as a small girl. I always knew I would adopt children. I always knew that I would be helping children that were less fortunate, that needed somebody to advocate for them. I just, in my heart, felt this strong call to go. It's kind of like God ordained me to do this already. And so I came that first year in 2000. And in my mind, I thought I might fall in love with one child and then I would adopt that one child. But I fell in love with 180. And I would make a list. Okay, well, I can't help all of them, but I could never get a list that was reasonable. You know, you can't adopt 50 children. It's just not. And take them to America. Maybe living here I can do that, but I couldn't do at that point. So then the desire to be here and to help the children here. In 2000, I came to Kazakhstan as a volunteer with another organization that was working already in Kazakhstan. Because of that, then I came over in 2009 and I worked for that other organization as a youth department manager, going into the local orphanages and we would do summer camps and we would do weekly activity with children. After 2 years of working and seeing, actually a short time, I started realizing that the children still aged out at 15 or 16 out of the orphanages without skills, and they weren't able to build a good life for themselves. And many of the boys were in prison, many of the girls were working as prostitutes, and it wasn't statistics. The Kazakhstan statistics will tell you that over 90% of children who age out of the orphanages will never build a productive life. So less than 10% ever build a good life. And those 10% is because somebody was there to be positive into their life. Well, a statistic is a statistic, it's numbers. But these were children that Elizabeth and I knew. They weren't statistics, they were personal. I have children, I have pictures of these children since they were little. And they were growing up and they were being criminals or in jail or prostitutes, and that just broke my heart. And the reality of that, we needed to do more. There needed to be a safe place for them to live where people were committed to helping them, not just taking from them. And so this vision grew. And the other organization, for many good reasons, decided they didn't want to do this kind of work. It's very difficult. It's challenging. It's not 9 to 5. It's 24/7. And in December 2011, it was so strong in me that I wanted to give an opportunity for the kids that I knew, that I resigned from that other organization with a crazy idea to open this. And I didn't know how. The rumor is in Kazakhstan that I'm a very wealthy woman, and you can check any of my friends in America, and I'm not. I don't have any money. Every penny I have is sunk into this piece of property, but I have good friends. That's how we started. We got registered in 2015 as a Caring Heart, officially registered. But that house, the house we rented, had no room. So we looked all around the city of Taraz at 54 houses and found this house in June 2014. And we moved in June 2014. Пока. Goodbye. I think it does come from my childhood. My childhood was, it was challenging. It was difficult. Unfortunately, my parents didn't know how to parent very well, and they had lots of conflict, and they didn't make their children a priority. But thankfully, in my neighborhood, there was people around that would, if I was sick, my neighbors took me to the doctors. If I was hurt, my neighbors took me to the doctors. When my sisters were very small, I'd come home from school, from kindergarten, and my next sister hadn't been changed or fed all day. And I didn't know what to do. I was 5 years old. But I would take her to my neighbors, and Mr. and Mrs. Sales, they would help me, and they would clean her up, and they would show me how to change diapers. And I fed her cow's milk one time, and she got very sick, and that wasn't good. And then my next sister was 10. I was 10 when she was born, so I felt like I was better able. But because of the kindness of people all around me, my sisters and I were able to grow up and be healthy adults. And so because of that example, because of those people, I realized that family isn't always about blood. It's best and it's great when it is your blood family, but family can be other people in your life, and our words have power to make a huge difference in somebody else's life. And you might not be able to change everything for the best, but you can encourage them, and you can build into that person's life so they can build a good life for themselves and have a different future. I cry at night sometimes. I cry at night because I don't know where children are I've known thousands of children, and some children I know have died, and some children I know are not living good lives, and it's hard. If I quit and go home, back to America, then nobody gets anything. But if I stay, even if it's hard, then it gives a chance for people to get stuff, excuse me. I don't forget any of them. When I have a list of children in my head, and I wonder, where are they? And I'll ask, children will come and say, and I'll say, do you know where this girl is? Do you know where this girl? How is this boy? How are they doing? And sometimes I hear not good things. Sometimes I hear they're doing okay. If a child grows up with nobody there, speaking truth into their life, telling them what's right and wrong, how do you behave as an adult, they don't have the ability to build a good future. We have children that are here, that mothers grew up in the orphanage. And it's easy for the children to get angry with their mothers because they don't know how to be a mother. And I say, I'm sorry. It is sad they don't know how to be a mother. They don't know how to not drink, or they don't know how to stay in a job and how to take care of you. But it's not their fault. Nobody was there when they were younger. But now you have somebody, so you can have a different future. And there's a story about a little boy throwing starfish back into the ocean. And the old man comes down and says, why are you bothering? There's thousands of starfish on this beach. You can't save them all. I can't save them all. We can't here at Caring Heart save them all. But each child that walks through the gate there, we can try. And that's what it's about. Who comes into our arm reach, who we can touch, we can try to give them the best opportunity for a good future.
Бұл мен кішкентай кезімде таниды. Бұлар маған көп көмек берді. Мен өкінбеймін бұяққа келгеніме. Маған ұнады осы жердің әрбір еттігі. Иә. Мен қуаныштымын бұлар менің кішкентай кезімнен танығанына.
But understand them in Kian, yeah? When she first came, she didn't think she could eat at the table and have food with us. She thought she had to eat the leftover food. We're like, no, everybody sits at the table and eats food, yeah? Okay. When I was young, to have a baby was just very important to me. I wanted children. As a young wife, I cried many nights. Why can't I have my own baby? But as a young girl, I dreamed about these other children. I dreamed about adopting. So like, God already prepared my heart. I would read the stories about people abandoning their children or not wanting their children, and I just would cry, why? It's not fair. Some of these mothers here are so angry that they have children. And one mother one time says, you don't understand how difficult it is to have these children. And my heart just broke. You don't understand how many people want children and would take your children and love your children. I think for every tear I cried, God is giving me children to love. And I couldn't imagine anything better than the life I have now. Yes, to have grown a child in my stomach would have been wonderful. But I would not want to not have any of the children I do have. One time my son asked me, don't you wish you could have grown me in your stomach? Because he didn't like that he was adopted. And I said, Mark, I wouldn't want you to be any different than you are now. I wouldn't want one thing different. And if you'd grown in my stomach, you'd be different. And so I'm thankful you're the way you are. And I'm thankful for your birth mother that gave you life, that chose to not abort you. It's not just one child that gets aborted, it's a generation of children. So that Mark wasn't aborted, that Sarah wasn't aborted, that Saule wasn't aborted, that all these children weren't aborted, that I get to love them. What better joy is that? Yeah, well, she's my second daughter, my third child. My son and daughter call her their sister. In my heart, she's my daughter. I don't need a piece of paper from Kazakhstan to tell me she's my daughter. The piece of paper would give us security. When I got deported in May, to look at Saule in her eyes and tell her, if I don't come back for 5 years, I will be in contact. I will do still everything in my power to take care of you. And my love does not change for any of these children. It was scary for both of us. And she called me in Kyrgyzstan and she said, Mom, what are we going to do? I said, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. But I trust God's going to take care of you. He's going to take care of me. The internet works. We can have communications. Gula and her family are going to take good care of you. You're not going to go back in the orphanage. And we're going to make it work. And one day, when you're grown up, we won't have to worry about laws like this. We'll be able to take care of it. So it was scary. So a piece of paper would be nice for us, but that doesn't make us not family, not having it. We're family, and that will always be. I have my children in America, but I don't have a house, I don't have a car, I don't have belongings. All my belongings are here. I have cowboy boots that are 40 years old, and my cowboy boots are here. When I got deported, I can't take 5 pair, 6 pair of cowboy boots out of the country because it just wasn't feasible. So I had to leave my favorite cowboy boots here in my room. It's just material things, it's not really important, but my life is here. I want to see Nikita and Vladik and Ablai and all these kids grow up and have good futures. I want to be part of their weddings. I want to see their grandchildren. I'm 58. I think I have at least 20 good years. I try to eat right and stay active and be healthy. I think statistically, all the medical journals say if you're around children, that keeps you young. So I think being around these children keep me young. And so I hope to be here for being productive for a long time. If God lets me and Kazakhstan lets me.